Hey guys, welcome. This is just kind of a little checkup in February. I'm going to share some things that I've kind of been thinking about. So I have four little items: fasting and eating balance each other out, and working out and recovery time. So I know how to fast. I can do that. It's really easy for me right now to eat one meal a day. It's a little bit harder right now for me to go longer than that because that's kind of tied to the working out that I'm doing. But eating is still a challenge. I still tend to overeat, and once in a while eat maybe things that aren't so good for me. Still trying to figure out what that even means though. So, that's I've talked about that before here. The other thing I'm discovering though is that I know how to work out, but I don't really know how to recover. I don't know how to take recovery seriously. I can work out so hard in a single day. I've had days where I go to ballet class and take class with ankle weights on for bar and wear my point shoes the whole class. And then I'll do, one day I spent like an extra 2 hours after just doing various exercises, conditioning things, stretching, just dancing to some music, um, working on some variations, just this crazy amount of time. And then, I bike to ballet class, and then I bike downtown for work, and then I'll do my work, whatever that is, playing the piano, obviously, and then bike home, or sometimes I'll walk the last 3/4 of a mile home just because getting up the hill sometimes hurts my back. So, yeah, but what I don't know to do is how to rest. So, say I did that whole routine on a Wednesday, I wake up on Thursday and I'm sore and very tired. But then my little guilt complex clicks in and says, "Oh, you need to do class every day." So I'll get up and go to class. And I get overtired, which I've talked about before is my main reason for overeating and not being able to keep my fasting window small, getting too tired. And so that's the thing that I need to work on. Like, I've been trying to figure that out for February, and it's only just now starting to make sense that I'm not taking my recovery seriously enough. So something that Cole Robinson of Snake Diet is doing right now is a series of daily exercises where he works out every day. He dry fasts all day. He does this really intense workout. I think it takes him less than an hour. I'm not entirely sure. I know he does some cardio. He gets his body really warm. And then the amount of weight and like body workout stuff that he does is enough that he's hitting all of his body parts, full body workout, but he is not sore the next day. And he says if you're sore the next day, you messed up. You overworked something. And then he goes home and he eats his one meal a day and gets thoroughly rehydrated and then gets a solid night's sleep. That sounds so perfect. I wish I could do that. But and that actually especially works really well for dancers. That's what I should be doing. If I make myself so sore on Tuesday that I can't go to class on Wednesday, that means that on Wednesday I missed out not on muscle growth. I'm not really worried about that anymore. That's going to happen naturally. But I missed out on working on my skills and my coordination, on balance, and on learning how to turn and the skill of dancing. Dancers don't need to be all huge and muscular, especially women. And I put muscle on really, really easily. I find working out really easy and addicting. But what I'm not so good at is pulling back and doing just enough work. And I think that's really something that I need to dig into in the next little bit. I have trimmed my workout down, not like what the items are, because every item on there I've chosen to help me work on a skill. But, instead of doing, there's this one where I hook my leg under my arm under my leg, and then I squeeze my leg up, and it's supposed to both strengthen my hip and stretch my hip. So I'm going to stop putting my 1 pound weight on my ankle when I do that one. And I'm going to stop doing like 20 of them in a row. I'm going to do 10, maybe even less. And then I'm going to spend more time stretching that leg. So I need to commit to keeping up the skills, but not like trying to pulverize my muscles. And that's really hard for me because I have this little fear that, I'm going to get weak. If I don't push and push and push until it hurts, I'm going to get weak. But the thing is, I'm going to get weak anyway because I won't be able to do it the next day because I hurt myself, because I'm sore. And it's really easy to lay in bed and make oneself rest. I think it's harder to be in class and you're maybe standing behind someone who has their leg way up here and go, I'm just going to put my leg at 90 or 45 today because I don't want to be sore tomorrow and I've planned this other workout. So I will admit I'm still really in the dark about that just for myself and what that means for the kind of training I'm doing, but that's something I really want to try and figure out. Okay, so all of that in a nutshell, I'm still learning how to eat along with already knowing how to fast. I need to learn how to back off and not beat my body up so much. So rest and recovery and just taking a little bit easy versus being able to like work out really, really hard. So there's that. Um, yeah, this is going to be unedited, so please go ahead and listen on double speed. I'm just kind of rambling. Oh, so I don't know if it's just me that I stumbled down this rabbit hole recently or if the whole internet is headed there. But there's this thing going around about Dr. Mike Mew and reshaping your face with proper tongue posture and breathing through your nose. So I have teeny little nostrils. If these little things weren't stretching them out, they're like little snake slits, seriously. And everyone in my family has these small noses. And so we have all at one point or another been mouth breathers. Like I sleep like this, my poor husband. So I've been wearing this to train myself, like to remind myself to breathe through my nose more, especially at night, if I can remember. My lips will still split when I'm sleeping because my jaw relaxes, but I've been trying to like sleep like this, either on my side, like push my hand up here to try and keep my jaw closed, or tucking an extra pillow under my chin. I did try the whole mouth taping thing, but it started to irritate my skin around my mouth and I was breaking out. So, yeah, if you've heard about this, let me know that I'm not crazy, but it just seems like, and maybe it's just the YouTube algorithms or whatever, but it just seems like this has started popping up. Like people are commenting on it and talking about it. And, yeah, I mean, everyone would like to have high cheekbones, and for me, I have always really hated my neck. I am going to do more of a video on this later. I'm going to spend a couple of months doing the little exercises that the guy talks about, so I'll do a follow-up on this later, but yeah, that's just something else I've been kind of looking into. We'll see. My husband thinks it's total bonk and is not worth even looking into, that it's just crazy. My older sister, on the other hand, she said, oh, he described the drop jaw and the cut off airway and how that makes we all had crooked teeth. She still has to wear braces and, she still has to wear a retainer at night to keep her teeth from going crooked. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you've read or seen any of this on the internet. And she totally believed it. She's like, that describes my face exactly. I'm going to start doing these little exercises too and trying to keep my mouth closed and, get the little nose strips. She was making fun of my nose strips and now she might be getting some herself. So anyway, that's another little thing. One other thing that I'm trying to write a post for on my dancewear website is why I started my business in the first place. And I'll admit it comes from another kind of pop culture thing. Mr. Tim Ferriss talking about financial independence so you can, pursue your dreams. So my starting my dancewear business, Cheval Dancewear, was part of a plan to get a flow of money going to finance my ballet addiction. So that's the whole point there. And what I'm learning is that you can't just start a business and start making money. I think I've barely broken even the last couple years. In the first year, I definitely lost money, and I'm just putting in money from my own income from teaching and playing the piano. So far for 2019, I have lost money. I invested, I guess, in getting some new patterns made, and I used money from a recent order to do that, but it ended up costing more to get the patterns made than it did than I made filling the order. So yeah, I'm working on making a post about that, but I'm just trying to find a good way to articulate it succinctly. I'll admit I just kind of blindly followed Mr. Tim Ferriss and the whole financial independence, like, oh, if you want to be fabulously wealthy, just start a business. But I'm not a business person, and I don't spend hours and hours a day on it. I do a little bit of promotion every once in a while, and sometimes I'll sit down and design, and I'm learning how to run my website. But, where I haven't been able to spend money and spend time is on promotion to get people to order my stuff so that I can do the whole financial independence thing. People aren't giving me enough money for my dancewear yet. And it could just be I need more exposure time. It could be that I need to get some money together and spend a couple thousand on advertising instead of, $20 on a Facebook ad here and there. So that's just another thing that's going on for me. Yeah, this video is already plenty long, so just my little update for February. And thank you. I had someone give me some feedback about the sound. I hope the sound is a little bit better this time around. I can speak a little bit more loudly right now. So, yeah, but go ahead and give me feedback on other stuff, constructive or positive, whatever. Partly this is just me trying to figure out how to articulate the stuff going on in my head. I've been writing pages and pages in my personal journal about this too. So my audition in March is 21 days away as of right now. I'm going to be pulling back my activity level so that I can sleep more and fast more. I already have plenty of muscle. I just need to cut the fat so you can see my muscles because I would like to look good for that audition. That's the goal. I'm going to try and maybe have a follow-up, maybe even a walk-up to that audition, like a daily thing. Leading up to that, maybe starting in March. So if you want to see something like that, let me know. If you have suggestions for how that's going to go, let me know. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a lovely end of your February. Have a good night. Happy feasting, happy fasting, and happy dancing.